So the first thing that you want to do when doing this is, if you're using Flight Recorder Replay, then you want to go back onto the replay and get to the point where the aircraft just touches down on the ground. Now we're sitting here down at Luton Airport, we've got the aircraft just touch the wheels down. Once you get there, you want to pause the Flight Recorder Replay system. So I can press insert and it will take me straight out to showcase, but if not, then you're going to go to the camera on the top, you're going to hit showcase, and this is where the magic is all going to happen. You're going to want to basically the position that you are ready to record. So we've got the touchdown point of the aircraft, so this will be for the landing cinematic. You'll hit drone lock mode and take off the drone follow mode. Next thing you're going to do is use the arrows on your keyboard to basically come around. So just do it quite slowly, tapping it, because if not it will basically wind itself out. So you want to get to the point where you are happy. So we'll go to the left a little bit. Now you can zoom in and out. The two buttons that you can use to zoom in and out is the letter P on the keyboard, which will zoom you in, and just underneath that the two dots, which will zoom you out. So we use the arrow keys to come down, and if you want you can turn down the drone rotation speed and the drone speed. So if we just tone down a little bit, we can then get down a little bit slower and get down to the grass if there was a lot of grass there. Or the rotation speed, if you want to turn that down, it will basically just turn it right down, so it's not like really speedy and fast. So we said we've got the view right there for the touchdown point, so we're going to basically use the numpad keys now to zoom in. Now if you want to reposition the aircraft, do not move the aircraft from this position, so don't press the Flight Recorder Replay system to play from here if you want to touch things up. So what we can do, we can see the aircraft's a little bit low down, and we could do with pushing the camera down a little bit more. So we can take it out of the lock mode by pressing caps lock, and then by pressing numpad 2, that will just slowly bring our view down. Once you're happy there, you can then press caps lock again, and that will take us back into the drone lock mode which we've set up. And from there you can just basically fiddle around with the zoom and zoom out sort of keys. Now what I was meant to mention is the P key on the keyboard and the double dots below it, that basically moves you forward and back. So you want to come back a little like we've done, and then you can zoom in forward and back with the plus and subtract keys on the numpad. So let's just say that is us now ready to go. We'll go into the Flight Recorder Replay system. We will push the aircraft back to just a position here, and we'll see how it looks. And the aircraft with the drone mode unlock, we've basically locked the aircraft to that specific point on the airport. So now the drone will follow that exact point that we've set for the touchdown. So you just basically set the drone to the exact point of your flight where you would like it to do. And as you can see, the aircraft comes around nice and lovely, and then right at that point, there's the touchdown. So it's a very straightforward scenario to do. It's just basically locking and unlocking. So that's the landing cinematic. We'll press numpad 5 to bring us back here, and now let's say that we want to go and do the taxi past just here on the apron. So again, let's just say we want to do it right here just as the aircraft turns. Hit numpad 5, which will then line us back up behind the aircraft. Now this is the point that we want to say we want to be right here when the aircraft passes, and that's where we want that nice smooth rotation of the camera. So again, we'll go up into camera, and then from camera we're already on showcase, so this is where we want to be. So we're going to hit drone lock mode, going to take off the drone follow mode. If you have the drone follow mode on, it won't work. And again, we're going to use our arrows to basically come around, so we use the right arrow to come around. We'll get that right motion that we want. We'll come down, just slow that down just a little bit. We'll take that down. I find about number 2 does it quite nice and slow, as you can see. So from here we can then zoom in, and you can see we're a little bit too looking up to the sun, so if we press caps lock and then numpad 2, that will slowly bring us down. We're going a little bit slow because we've changed the speeds on the zoom and the rotation speeds, but let's just say that's where we're happy. We'll press caps lock again, so that's going to lock us now into this position, and you can fiddle a little bit more, i.e. going more zooming in just to capture the aircraft a little bit closer like I do. And then from there we can take the aircraft back. If you make any adjustments by pressing the caps lock and then moving the aircraft, I suggest you do it when the aircraft's back in the position that we just had it, and make sure that you press caps lock again to lock that in. So you're basically unlocking the drone mode to move about, and then you relock it back in for that position. So here we are, and we'll have a look at the next part. And then as we come round onto taxiway Alpha, leaving the runway 07, we can just get the speed brakes in as they come close. And as they get back in, you can see the aircraft now coming in to taxiway, and the view is absolutely lovely for that cinematic view that you want. And there's the aircraft passing by as it gets ready to taxi to stand. And it is that simple, guys, how to do this. I mean, even if we were sitting here, if I really wanted to, after doing a landing flight, I could leave the aircraft in that last taxi position that we had, and we could use that as a takeoff cinematic as well, which is right there. All we'd have to do pretty much is just zoom in just a little bit more on the aircraft, and that would pretty much be it. So we could go back in, we've got the lock mode in, we could just turn up the speeds here, take off Charlie, and we could just zoom in and say, yep, that's fine, and we could use that as a takeoff cinematic as well. And then you can get some lovely cinematics. Always remember, you always have to set the aircraft off to the point that it's going to be. So it's going to take off right now. We're going to wait until the aircraft rotates and just lifts off. So right there, so as soon as you've got the position that you want, pause the flight replay system, hit F5 to center you back with the aircraft. It's important that it sets with the aircraft before you start making adjustments. And then from there, it's pretty simple. Drone lock mode, turn off drone follow mode, and now we are free to move the aircraft around. So we'll move it around with the left key. We'll use the dot symbol underneath the letter P, which is to go back. And then from there we'll go down to the ground to get a nicer view as it shoots past. And again, like I say, if the camera was going too fast to where you want it to go, you can just turn the drone speed down to say 3 or 4, and that should be nice for you. Rotation speed you can leave. So that will come down now, and then you can get a nice little bit of the grass as it comes in. Now we can hit caps lock, which unlocks the drone mode. We can then zoom down. Just use numpad 2 and 8 to basically go up and down, and 4 and 6 to go left and right. So we'll say we're happy there, zoom in just one more time, hit caps lock, so now we're locked in with that zone, and we'll now basically have a look at the takeoff. That is how you do the Fly My landing cinematics that you guys can do at home, and I hope it has helped you today to make your flight simulation experience just that extra little bit realistic for yourselves and your flying experiences. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thanks so much for watching this today, and I will see you again very soon for another landing flight up on the channel. So stay safe, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.